Hey everybody, and welcome back to Grunt Reviews. We are back in the studio starting another review process with our tabletop and unboxing. Guys, this is the Fedarm FX4. Picked this one up because some folks had said that this was one of the Benelli clones, so I figured we'd take a closer look. Guys, as always, go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and drop a comment with your thoughts. That helps us with the YouTube algorithms. As always, I've got my Buy Me a Coffee link down in the description. If you like what we're doing for you here at the channel and you want to support us, we always do appreciate you. And let's get into it. All right, we're gonna get this bad boy unboxed. And this one's actually kind of a quick one. So we get the shotgun itself. We get what appears to be I'm assuming this is a magazine plug here. They don't give you any sort of instructions with it. And we do get the shotgun itself. And then obviously it comes with that grease bag. And we do have a cover, the standard, looks like the end of a cane, goes over the charging handle. Let me get zoomed in, we'll talk about this thing up close. I've had a few people tell me that this was one of the Turk Nellies, so I did want to get my hands on it to compare, to take a look at it. Starting at the front and working our way back. So it does come with, they call it a flash hider, more of a muzzle brake or a compensator, if you will. And the barrel is externally threaded to accept the flash hider. Does not have any threading internally, so you are limited. This is a cylinder. Get that sucker put back on there. This is going to be a cylinder choke only. So you do not have internal threads for a choke, which is a little bit different than what I normally see with some of the Turkish tactical shotguns, if you will. Does have a winged or guarded, whatever your preferred term is there, fiber optic front sight. Moving forward, we do get a sling mount on the end of the magazine cap. Full length, and this is a single piece 4-end handguard, whatever your preference is there. Something I will mention too, when we take this down, their website is possibly one of the most confusing thing I've ever seen. So we do have the barrel labeled there, and hopefully that picks up, for 3-inch, and their website says that it is chambered for 3-inch Magnum, but may not cycle 3-inch Magnum. Kind of a weird one. I would assume that if you're going to chamber it for that shell, it should cycle the shell. And we will be testing some 3-inch as well as plenty of 2 3/4 with this at the range to make sure it does work there. Does have the very traditional style grooved, curved, whatever you like to call it, charging handle on the bolt. The bolt release, very similar to the Benelli M4, just a single dot, nothing extended there. Does have the curve lifter. What's nice is, versus some of these, the edge of this does come up a little bit more, so should help you keep from catching your thumb on it too bad. And does feel relatively smooth, relatively easy to operate. On the top, we do have a couple sections of Picatinny rail here, and then we do have an adjustable rear sight, and hopefully this comes through on the camera there, but it is not a ghost ring. It is a U-notch type sight to work with that front fiber. That one's a little bit different from what I normally see as well. Does have the rear mounted safety, and it is nice. They do give you a little bit of color variance there. So this is kind of a whitish gray color. And then when it is in the fire position, hopefully you can see that, it does have the red mark on the fire side. As we work our way all the way back to the stock here, it does have the traditional pistol grip style stock. It does have that Turkish, we're going to call it rubber type grip. It feels a little bit plasticky in the textured sections, but overall it's essentially a rubber grip added onto a polymer stock. No storage in the bottom there. And this is more a little bit nitpicky, but there is a pretty big gap between the trigger guard and the stock itself. Would have been nice if they had cleaned that up just a little bit. Something else to mention is the fire control group in this thing as well is a polymer too, is not aluminum or steel. And then on the back we do have the a fixed sling style setup for a hook sling mount. And then we do have a rubber butt pad as well too. The stock definitely feels hollow. I don't think we have any additional storage or anything like that inside there. Now internally, as people have said that this thing is a M4 clone, or have called it a Turknelli, we are going to do a quick takedown here. Barrel nut does remind me, or the magazine tube nut I should say, does remind me of a Benelli. Does have that ratcheting system to it. Let's get this forearm off here. Where this thing differs, if you have seen any of my other videos, and I'll put a link up above, but the Benelli has the Argo system a little bit further back, 2 separate pistons, and they actually attach to the barrel. This more or less reminds me of something like, we're going to say an FNSLP, a Browning, maybe even a Beretta. But it is a single piston here, and then it does have 2 arms on either side, which is nice that it's not just a single armed unit there. But it does not use the Benelli Argo copy, definitely not a direct copy of the Benelli system. Something else that I will mention as I've gotten this off. So this is imported by Fedarm out of Fort Smith, Arkansas, and then it says by Fedarm TK in Turkey. However, if we roll it over, the barrel, and that may be just the barrel, it may not be the receiver, but it is made by, looks like Barica Arms, and I'm probably saying that wrong. So it's interesting to see a couple of different markings on the same firearm. So definitely internally not a Turknelli. Overall fit, finish, feel does not feel terrible, especially for the price range. These are somewhere in the, we're going to say $350 to $450 range, give or take. We'll get this assembled. The website does say it is a 4+1 capacity, and it does look like you could put an extension or a weight or something like that, whatever you prefer, on the end of your magazine tube there. Action, all in all, feels relatively smooth. Not feeling a ton of resistance, doesn't feel very gritty, which is kind of nice. Bolt releases, everything feels quality for the price range, or expected quality for expected price, I guess would be the best way to put it. But definitely does not feel bad. Let's see here. Bolt release takes just a little bit of pressure there. Trigger is a little bit gritty. I'm feeling a little bit of grit in that first stage. We kind of come up against that wall, and then a break, and it feels just a little bit mushy. All right, one more. Pull, first wall, break. Almost feels like a rolling brake. I'm going to say something more like a very light Glock trigger. Reset, very loud, very audible. Back up on that wall. And brake. So doesn't feel horrible. Not a competition trigger by any means, but definitely feels very usable. As always, I'm going to grab my handy dandy Lyman digital trigger gauge here. All right, we're going to get this thing reset. And all right, first pull, 7 pounds, 2.3 ounces. And something I will notice, this is a little bit less of a straight back trigger and more of an up and back. So I'm going to change my pull angle here just a hair. We're going to see if it changes. And it did just a little bit, 5 pounds, 7.3 ounces. We'll do one more here. 5 pounds, 15.7 ounces, and we'll get one more. And 6 pounds, 5.8 ounces. So I'm gonna say high 5 to 7, so we'll call it 6, 6.5, give or take. Does feel decent in the hand when you're actually up with it on target. Little bit of grittiness there, but definitely very usable. And obviously this is more set up towards the tactical market versus the 3-gun market. Of course, we are going to weigh this bad boy. And in case I forgot to mention this earlier, without the muzzle brake, this is an 18.5-inch barrel, and I would say the compensator adds about 2.5 inches to it. Overall weight unloaded, we are coming in at 6 pounds, 12.14 ounces. Move this bad boy out of the way. All in all, for an inexpensive semi-automatic shotgun that maybe shoots 3-inch shells, I still can't get over the weirdness on the website. For the price and the look, it seems like it may be a decent option for somebody on a budget. As always, we are going to take this out to the range. We are going to see how it performs. Guys, as always, I do appreciate your time watching this. Stay safe, train hard.